Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Today we will continue the human digestive system. In our previous video, we did the introduction of human digestive system. Today we will see or learn about the functions of the organs of digestive system. Students, as shown in this picture, that our digestive system begins in the oral cavity. Students, before the food reaches the stomach, when we see, smell, taste, or even imagine a tasty snack, our three pairs of salivary glands, which are parotid glands, sublingual glands, submandibular glands, located under the tongue and near the lower jaw, begin producing saliva. This flow of saliva is coordinated with a brain reflex that triggered when we sense food or think about eating. In response to this sensory stimulation, the brain sends impulses through the nerves that control the salivary glands, telling them to prepare for a meal. Oral cavity is a space behind mouth in between upper and lower jaw and has many important functions. Number one is food selection, then grinding of food, lubrication of food, chemical digestion, and swelling of the bolus. So let's see the function of oral cavity in detail. So in oral cavity, first of all, we have mouth, and mouth selects the food. When food enters the oral cavity, it is tasted and felt. Here food is selected or rejected due to the taste. Hard object or dirt, smell, and vision also help in this selection. The second step is grinding of food, which is a part of mechanical digestion and done by teeth. It is known as chewing or mastication. It is useful because esophagus can pass only small pieces through it, as well as enzymes cannot act on larger pieces of food. The third function of the oral cavity is lubrication of food by mixing saliva secreted by salivary glands. Saliva contains mucin, which adds water or mucus in the food, which is slippery protein. It protects soft lining of digestive system and lubricates the food for easier swallowing. The fourth step of oral cavity is chemical digestion. Saliva contains an enzyme, salivary amylase, which helps in the digestion of starch partially. Then the pieces of food are rolled up by a tongue into small, slippery, spherical mass called bolus. So whatever you have eaten is now become bolus. The fifth step of oral cavity is swallowing of the bolus. Swallowing is accomplished by muscles movement by the tongue and mouth. Food moves into the throat or pharynx. The second organ of the digestive system is pharynx. It is the back of the throat and a passageway for food. With this, larynx is there, which is the passage for air. It is about 15 centimeter or 5 inches long. A flexible flap of tissue called the epiglottis reflexively closes over the windpipe or larynx when we swallow to prevent choking. From the throat, bolus travels down a muscular tube in the chest called esophagus. So the next organ in the human digestive system is esophagus, which is a long, narrow tube. So waves of the rhythmic movement of the muscles contraction and relaxation as shown in this figure. Here the muscles are contracted and down here these are relaxed. And this movement is called peristalsis. It forces the food down through the esophagus to the stomach. Students, it is approximately 20 centimeter long. It secretes mucus and moves food from the throat to the stomach using muscles movement, which is contraction, alternate contraction and relaxation called peristalsis. Students, a person normally is not aware of the movement of the esophagus, stomach and intestine that take place as food passes through the digestive tract. So we can say that it's involuntary movement. Students, at the end of the esophagus, a muscular ring called lower esophageal sphincter is present. It allows food to enter the stomach and then squeezes shut to keep food or fluid from the flowing back up into the esophagus. It means it only allows one way flow of food downward. It doesn't allow food to come back into the esophagus from stomach. Students, today we have done up till esophagus. In our next video we will continue from the stomach. Inshallah Taala. Till then, Allah Hafiz.